Hi, welcome to Turn-Based Besties, a podcast where two grown adults with no free time talk about their favorite RPGs. I'm DJ,
And I'm Sam, and we're besties that love to game.
and happy Halloween to
Happy
everybody.
Halloween.
Ooh, 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 ooh. This is actually not Halloween when we're recording this right now, but it will be when we release it.
Got a little chillier in the last week, so there's a Halloween chill in the air.
There's a Halloween rain in the air here in Seattle, so it's starting.
Isn't that every day?
No, it's not every day. We have a dry season from like July to October,
Oh.
which is not that long when I say it out loud, but yeah, but it's kind of it's like dreary outside, and I kind of love it, which I'm looking at it right now.
I
Yeah.
yeah, no, I love it when it's cooler. I love being able to go outside and not be hot. I love the fall change of leaves. I love Oktoberfest beers and pumpkin beers and those kind
Oh,
of things. It's great.
oh
But then my
yeah.
allergies always get worse in the fall, so I hate that part.
Oh no, that sucks. Sorry about your allergies,
Wah,
but
wah, wah, wah,
wah
wah.
wah wah. We're going to a spooky farmers market tomorrow in Tacoma. A
Oh, that'll be fun.
spooky Halloween farmers market
So
where
everybody just is dressed up and
I don't know, I've never been, but they have it every weekend in October.
oh,
So and like one weekend in November. So I'm kind of excited to see
you can
what we're gonna see there.
you can buy like grape eyeballs and spaghetti brains.
I mean, maybe I kind of just want to get some pumpkins there, but yeah, I'll see if I can get spaghetti brains too. I'll ship them to
Some
you.
grape eyeballs. Yeah, that'll be good. Well,
Mm,
cool. Let me
delicious.
know. Well, I will say a couple things, I guess. Or if we're on the Halloween thing, I thought banter would be fun to chat about some of our favorite costumes or kind of older Halloween stories. Some of these overlap, some of these might not.
Yeah.
But so I'll mention a few of mine from forever ago. Oh my gosh, forever ago, and we knew each other then the in undergrad, but
Hmm.
I dressed up as Wile E. Coyote
It
and
was so
made
good.
a yeah, I made a foam. I used foam board and made kind of a 3D-ish mask that I wore, and then I had brown and whatever that I wore, and then I had a white dry erase board that I put on a stick, and I could write stuff and hold it up like Wile E. Coyote holding up a sign. Thought that
Yep.
was cute. Thought
That
that
was
was
cute.
fun.
Super cute.
And then my now wife, Tay, went as she went as the Roadrunner. And I really hope she listens to this episode. People might remember. She thought it'd be very cute, especially back in undergrad. Most women, I'm generalizing here, not everybody, but a lot of people are very focused on looking cute. She looked very cute. She had a
Very
like
cute.
a blue leotard and other stuff. Anyway, looked very bird-like. And then wanted to write meep meep on her cheeks in makeup or something, but she wrote it in the mirror. So she wrote Peem Peem, and we have to this day given her trouble for Peem Peem, and it is a we can just say that to each other. We can just greet each other with a Peem Peem.
With Peem
Y'all
Peem,
know what we're talking
I
about.
mean, I vividly remember that Halloween party. That was 2011. No, sorry, 2010. 2010 because it was the year we were all graduating undergrad. And 6 months later we were. Yeah, that was it. It's an iconic story from your wife who has a number of iconic stories.
That's a top 10 story for her, probably. It's up there.
Oh,
As far
oh,
as with staying power, it definitely
that's a top
will.
five story,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
easily.
And okay, so along the same lines, you guys, I don't think you knew me for this one, but because I think it was probably sophomore year, must have because I think it was the very first Halloween that I was dating Tay,
Hmm.
and we were going to some house party of a friend, and I decided to make a Thwomp costume from Mario.
Oh, nice.
So I took like literally like a TV box and painted a thwomp on it and then wore it. Now, what
Thwomp.
you don't think about when you are a sophomore in college is how encumbering that is or on yourself. but also everybody else. You take up the entire hallway. Nobody can get around you. You don't know anybody at this house party.
Oh
And so
no.
you're just the jerk that made everything difficult on everybody else by wearing the giant ass thwomp costume.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, I painted this. It looks pretty good. I feel good about this. And I did that. So that was that. And then the last thing I'll say about costumes is when I went to your all's costume party. Was that just last year or 2 years ago
It
now?
was just last year.
It feels like it's been a lot of stuff has happened this year.
Yeah.
It's in a good way, in a good way. But so last year I had the privilege of flying up to Seattle, and I went to DJ and Max's house to have a for their Halloween costume party, and I went as NoHo Hank from Barry. So I am, for those who can't see me because we don't do a visual podcast, and I think we've only put a picture of ourselves on the Instagram once. I am a bald white dude.
Bald,
No,
beautiful bald, beautiful bald.
NoHo Hank has alopecia universalis, though, so he does not grow hair anywhere. I just do not grow it on my head.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I thought, oh man, I can totally make this work. And I did. I mean, I bought a tattoo pin and I drew some of the tattoos on, and I bought some that looked kind of like him. I put all his tattoos on. I wore the right kind of flowery polo and tight pants and low-rise socks. And I had the whole thing going, and I shaved everything that I could. And then your friends,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic, helped block my eyebrows out. So they looked like I didn't have eyebrows. And so
Yep.
that was fantastic. So I thought I nailed it.
I think you
Literally thought I
did.
nailed it. There were what, 15 people there at Charles' party?
Yeah, it
Like
was pretty
almost
tiny.
20.
But
Yeah.
it was so rewarding though because Grace and Josiah immediately knew who you were.
One person, yeah, one or maybe two. Okay, knew who I was. Everybody else was like, "Hey, man, hey,"
What are
and
you?
and yeah, the people that knew were like, "Oh my gosh, that's great." But I was not the reception I thought I might get. But I feel proud of it. I think I nailed it.
I think you nailed it. You know, we didn't get I'll go backwards a little bit. We thought we were being really cutesy last year and we were Nick and Charlie from Heartstopper and we were wearing their rugby uniforms. I
Yeah, I
thought we
remember. I
were
liked that. It was cute.
I thought they were really cute, and most people were like, "You guys are rugby players, cool." I was like, "No, we're from the Netflix slash graphic novel Heartstopper." I thought we were cute. Whatever. One of my other favorite costumes that we did. This was back in when I say med school, I don't mean me, but for Max and for you and Tay. We were Doctor Who from series 11, so he was the Matt Smith Doctor Who, and I was the TARDIS. So, which I made from scratch. So just like you wore a box for Thwomp, I wore a big box around myself, big blue box, and was the TARDIS.
It makes it so much harder.
It really did, and mostly I'm still a little sad that we didn't win best costume. I'm still so sad that the McCormick Spices, just like 10 people who each bought a costume from like Party City, won those 10 women. Oh, I'm so mad still that they won best costume at that and not my freaking TARDIS costume that I made from scratch.
Yeah, you tell them. You call
I
them out right here on this
I am.
podcast.
I'm calling out every single one of them that I don't remember who they are, and I'm sure they're lovely physicians now. Whatever. It's whatever. We were also another costume that doesn't get talked about enough because it was, I think, 2022, so it was still pretty pandemic-y, you know. But Max and I, we were characters from the kind of indie movie Call Me by Your Name. I don't know if you've seen that movie. Have you seen it?
Um, wait, is that a
Wi-
more recent one?
Yeah, yeah, with Timothy Chalamet.
Oh no, I didn't watch that one. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he was Timothy Chalamet's character Elio, and I wore a T-shirt that had a peach on it,
Oh, I remember this.
and that's all I can say about it on this podcast. But if you know, you're probably laughing right now, and if you don't know, have fun looking up the reason why I was a peach. I will say, because I can give away what we're being this year, because by the time this episode comes out, we will have had our Halloween party. This year, we are being our favorite final girls from horror movies,
Oh, cute.
but we're doing like a gender swap of it. So I'm gonna be Laurie Strode from Halloween, and he's
Lord
going to
Eastro.
Laurie,
Okay.
yeah, yup, and he's gonna be Ellen Ripley from Alien. But we're calling it the gender swap because it'll be Laurie Strode and L him Ripley because we're stupid.
I like it. No, I like it. That's good. You know what?
What?
Okay, picturing these people, I guess I don't know with Ripley though, or yeah, I feel like Max has has the Timothy Chalamet aspects to him, you know, and then also maybe fits the bill. Could make it work for Ellen Ripley too a little bit,
I
kind of.
know. I know. If he, I mean, if we had like 6 months in advance for this, grow out his curly
Grow his
hair.
hair out exactly. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
features there.
there are. Yeah, he's basically. I basically married Sigourney Weaver, is what you're saying.
Well, I wasn't, but also Timothy Chalamet.
Also, Timothy Chalamet. I mean, they're a perfect strange duo that I married.
Max just has the looks. That's what we're saying.
Timothy Weaver, Sigourney Chalamet.
Well, great. That's good. Should we put with this episode? I know I can find pictures of my Wile E. Coyote, my Thwomp, and my NoHo Hank. I can find pictures of all three of those. Do we do a post on the Instagram with our costumes
That
and
sounds so fun.
before the Halloween episode comes out,
Before it drops, baby.
or with it dropping or something?
With it dropping, baby. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. No,
We'll
that
figure out the
sounds
timing.
super
But
cute.
anyway, we should do that. Okay, so if we're doing Halloween themes, tell us what we're talking about today, game wise, DJ.
Today we are talking about Costume Quest. Insert music right here. So, Costume Quest, it was developed and published by Double Fine Productions and THQ, released in 2010. So, it was released basically when we were having that Halloween party with Peem Peem. So, that's lovely. Released on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, later on Windows and Android, also on Steam. Written by Tim Schafer and Elliot Roberts, with the director of Tash Harris. Designers David Gardner, Gabe Miller, Elliot Robert. The musical composition by Peter McConnell. So, the story, really briefly, it all takes place on Halloween night. You play as one of two twins, either Ren or Reynold, sorry. You pick one of the other to play, and the one that you don't pick gets kidnapped. Oh no.
Ooh.
So you're in a new neighborhood and you're told by your parents to go out and find friends in the area while trick or treating. You wander around several different areas while trick or treating, finding monsters, getting new costumes, and trying to save your twin that has gotten kidnapped by these real monsters. Like, they're not monsters wearing masks, they're actually real monsters.
Who have come over to the human world.
Yeah, to get candy. It's so cute.
It's all cute. Yeah, it's very cute. So gameplay wise, yeah, it's an RPG. As you mentioned, you're playing as the role you're playing is one of these two twins. I guess it's mostly top down kind of side-ish view
Mm-hmm.
perspective. There are I would say non-random encounters for the most part. So what happens is some of the encounters where you battle somebody, you'll go up to a door or a house and you'll trick or treat at that place, and then you will I'd say it's about a 50% chance that maybe a monster will open up that door and then you
Yeah.
will fight them. Other times you just get candy, a person opens up, and then candy is one of the currencies. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll get that. And then additionally, in some of the other areas, there are roaming monsters that you can see. And so those are non-random encounters if you go up to them and engage in the combat. Combat is then turn-based, and there are also timed button presses, both with attacks as well as on defense. You'll have to do timed button presses, or sometimes it's like back and forth of the joystick or other
Yeah.
other ways you interact with the turn-based move. There's no real mana necessarily, but each character or each uh, person has kind of a built-up power attack that builds up over time over a few moves, and then you
Yeah.
can use that one. Probably about every third move, I think you can use the more powerful one. So costumes that you find that you can equip are basically the job classes,
Hmm.
the jobs of the classes, and each one will come with different attacks, different specials, those kind of things, and additionally a different power on the overworld. So you'll have in the overworld, not during combat, most every costume will come with an additional ability. Like one of them, you can go faster on roller skates. One of them, you can defend yourself from stuff falling on top of you with your shield. There's different things, and that adds to exploration
Hmm.
and kind of you being able to access different areas and those kind of things. And then you have this sticker system. So one of the currencies being candy, you can buy different stamps or stickers, and then you equip one of those, and it'll give you buffs or abilities, things such as increased damage, certain status effects, maybe AoE, so you can hit multiple targets at once, or a counterattack ability. That was a personal favorite of mine to equip on. It was the counterattack because I feel like it
Same.
just allowed to have the most additional damage if you could master the counterattack. Yeah, so that's kind of in general, I would say, the gameplay.
Yeah.
Visual wise, it's a stylized 3D and kind of a cartoony Halloween sense, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then the color palette is yeah, a little bit darker Halloween colors, purplish, greenish, those kind of things in general, I would say. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then it kind of just looks like to me like an Xbox 360 PS3 game,
It
right?
does. It totally does.
Because it was.
Well, that's true. The graphics are, speaking of just like going off of the visuals, they're cute. They were a little off-putting in a way. Sometimes the eyes on the
Yeah,
character,
yeah, the eyes are a little like,
it,
yeah, not don't focus enough almost.
yeah, it was. This is a callback to an earlier episode when I was like, man, characters that look like they're out of Precious Moments, they're just not always my favorite. And these look kind of a little Precious Momentsy, not completely, not definitely not as much as that one game that you played.
Bravely Default.
That's the one. Yeah. Clearly, I have not tried it yet, but but it was still
You're
cute.
yeah, and it's a kind of a shame with Bravely Default, not to make too much of an aside here, but it's a little bit too much of a shame because the combat and the job systems and everything else is so good, and that it's a shame if the visuals drive people away. But I get it.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, I already mentioned a little bit about the audio. It's by Peter McConnell. He did the Psychonauts games, which I've not played. Have you?
I played the second one. It was on Game Pass, and I played it a little bit. It was fun.
Cool.
Yeah, just kind of an action, a little bit platformy RPG, and
Cool.
had some undertones of like mental illness and those kind of things, which is kind of an interesting part of this of the plot,
Oh,
which made it
cool.
more intriguing. Yeah, but I liked it.
Nice, nice. He also did the Star Wars games, some Indiana Jones games, Monkey Island. I described the music. I guess we both would describe the music here as mostly upbeat, not like a rave, but upbeat, not quite as spooky as you would expect from a Halloween game. I would have loved to have been a little bit more spooky or atmospheric, but I understand that this game is geared toward a PG or under audience, and we don't actually want to scare
Sure.
younger gamers away from this game because it's cute. It's a great first RPG because it
I'd agree
not
with that.
to yeah not to stray too long but not too far away, but the game does have some challenges. It's not overly challenging by any stretch of the imagination, but it also doesn't always hold your hand.
No, no, I think that's a really good way to put it. Actually, is that it'd be an exceptional entry level RPG for folks. It's very
Yeah.
approachable and it's fun,
Yeah.
hits on the right things. But yeah, most of my critiques, as we'll talk about in the future, are wanting more. But if it's your
Sure.
first time, then maybe that's all, you're getting used to just the fewer systems, and that'd be great.
Yeah, then you find out what you like about an RPG or what you don't like about an RPG, and you don't need to play a 70-hour game
Exactly. And it's so
to do
short
that.
that you kind of get the bite size aspect, and then you know or you don't know if it's something you're into.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Do you
Well,
have?
well,
Yeah.
no, I was gonna say, well, who did you like the best out of the characters you got to play with though in this RPG?
Well, I liked our entire party that we had, but I thought Lucy was really cute. She reminded me a little bit of, in her delivery, she reminded me of Anya from Buffy the
Sure.
Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
And it's this like deadpan humor when they're not intending to be humorous one bit, and it's just this like they're almost playing the straight man to the comedic person, but they're the funny ones.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah.
They're the funny ones, but they're not in on the joke.
Yep.
And
Which is a hard role to play. Kind of a Phoebe from Friends too, almost. Right now
yeah,
that I know.
yeah, in a way, it's
Anya,
just
Phoebe. Who else? Who else fits that?
oh god,
There's other people, but anyway, you know what I mean.
yeah,
Um,
it's a cute character. But yeah, Lucy I think is my favorite, though I did like the entire party. What about you?
I like them too. I mean, there's few to choose from. I'd say overall in such a short game, but I'd say Ren and Reynolds, the siblings. I liked how they just interacted like little brother and sister quarrels the whole time. Even when they're trying to, get the other one back, when they'd see each other, they'd still be quabbling and quarreling and whatever, which was kind of cute and funny. And I like their interaction. So probably both of them
I
is
didn't
who I
even
would say.
ask. Who were you? Who were you? Were you Ren or Reynold?
I was Reynolds.
I was Reynold also.
I don't even think I knew, honestly, when I was going through at the beginning, that that was a choice that you were really picking one or the other.
How did they set it up? They set it up pretty organically, right?
It was at the beginning, so I was just I thought I was just clicking through the initial parts of the story, and so I didn't know that was a choice that I actually had to make.
Oh,
But
okay. So did had you like known it was a choice, would you have chosen the sister instead?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes I do. I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Well, great.
But I don't think it makes too much of a difference.
I don't think it does either.
Yeah.
Well, I liked the gameplay. It was simple, but it was still engaging for a short RPG. I thought it was fun trying to get all the different costumes. I think the game leads you in such a way that you get every costume pretty organically. Maybe there's one or two costumes you can miss, maybe, but I don't think so. So I like that you can try
A
out
few of
different
them you are
powers.
basically required to get to move on.
Yeah, you know, I liked that there was an automatic escape in battle. If you thought, oh, this battle is not going to work how I want it to, you escape and you're not penalized. It doesn't take rounds upon rounds to actually escape. You just escape. I like that you're healed up at the end of every battle
Oh yeah.
automatically. That was nice. I like the entire vibe. It was chill. Sometimes I don't want to play an 80-hour RPG and I just want some weekend fun.
I'm with you. I mean, the setting and the vibe and just fun was, I think, the main thing I liked about it. You felt like you were a kid going out on Halloween night on an adventure, and it kind of took you back to that. You could really be in that role pretty easily. It was also a clear setup, which kind of harkens back to what you were saying about it being a good entry level RPG. Is it's very clear that you are going out exploring. You're going basically house to house or door to door, and you're collecting EXP and candy as the currency, and then you get costume parts to get new job classes and the new costumes, and you're trying to find your sister or brother who's lost. It's pretty clear setup.
Yeah.
Traversal was actually surprisingly fun. I thought, early on you get the ability to use the rollerblades or whatever it is, right? And so you can go faster. So you're not just so slowly walking around, and that was fun. And then the fact that each uh, costume each had its own ability on the overworld, so then you could maneuver quicker or find different places to go. That was a nice touch. I really enjoyed that. And then pacing was good. I mean, it's a short game and it's a fast-paced game, so I
Yeah.
enjoy faster pacing. It's like, okay, great, I get this. I get this. I fought these people. Move on to the next one. That felt it was a rewarding loop. It was exciting, so you wanted to keep going. So combat was super easy, but I did think that it was rather engaging with the timed button presses and the other things you were doing. It had a really nice feel to it, and a rhythm and a pace to every battle that was enjoyable and rewarding. And so even with the ease, it felt good, right? It feels good to get those time button presses. It feels good to knock out that next enemy and move on. And so
Hmm.
it was just polished. It felt very polished.
Yeah, I agree. And, in terms of
What might
things
you
that I
not have liked
didn't,
about
yeah,
it?
in terms of things that I
Oh,
didn't like, it was almost too short and too purposefully basic elementary of a video game for me to have many complaints, because I think the complaints I would have would probably be the same ones that you would have. But I think that's the nature of playing a children's game. Like the joke. Sometimes people are like, "I can't believe you're adults and you play video games," but I'm like, "Oh, they're not. Most of them aren't really made for children. They're made for adults." This game is specifically made for like a 6-year old could play it. Like
probably.
I really,
Yeah,
this is basically in line with Cat Quest, which I think is on the docket for us to maybe try in 2025.
yeah, they could probably play it maybe, but no, I'm with you. I have much fewer things to complain about, and I'm much gonna get not gonna get on a soapbox as much as I did with Parasite Eve. But yeah, I'd say the simplicity of it was possibly a big downside for me. So each costume, each job, I love a job system. I love a
Mm-hmm.
class system, and then so it just felt me. I was wanting more. It just kept me wanting more because each one felt so basic and so similar. I almost didn't want to switch between them. I didn't care if I
Yeah.
switched between them because it didn't matter almost. Literally, I made a decision once because the animation on one of them took a lot longer. And so I got rid of it because like I was like, okay, I can get through battles faster because the attack animation will be shorter on this other person. And I didn't care because they weren't functionally that different. The special abilities I feel like differ between the each costume or class, but the basic attacks I think were almost exactly the same and only changed based on the stamp that you equipped. Really, that would change things up a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that part I was left wanting a lot more. And then yeah, on the stamps, oh my gosh, one stamp per person. I was playing and I was like, okay, great. So after you get a few level ups, they're going to give you another stamp slot. And so then you can use more stamps. And then I kept trying again to add another stamp to my players, and you can't. You
Yeah.
get one stamp slot per character. So you can't do any sort of synergies. You can't do any sort of, oh, great, I'll add this effect and AoE so that like I'll, slime multiple people or whatever it is. So yeah, but no,
I and I
don't get that
think
option.
I think I'll counter that, though I completely am with you, by the way. I wish that you could put on multiple stamps to counter that, to give the game the benefit of the doubt. I think the battles are so easy for the most part that having multiple stamps would have made the battles like a total cakewalk and maybe would have taken some of the challenge out of it. And then, that's for them to make the battles more difficult then. And the other thing is, you and I love playing with like min max and like trying to synergize things with different gears and equipment.
Yeah.
But children's game, so that concept might be a little beyond what the intended audience
Yeah,
is.
I see what you mean. If we're saying this is somebody's first RPG, then these things don't exactly work. But this is me complaining. So I will say that the other thing is you don't have other gear, right? You don't
Yeah.
have helmet and weapon and whatever to get new things. All you have are the stamps.
Hmm.
So I was just baffled by the end that I couldn't put two stamps on one character. But
Fair.
anyway, other than that, it was good. And lengthwise, maybe it left me for a little bit by the end because it was so short, but it also because there wasn't more to do with the combat, I didn't think, oh, I want to try this or I want to try that. I felt like I had done it all, even in the short amount of time.
Yeah.
And so, but it was a positive. It was over, but you tie the bow and on the package, and it felt nice. So that was good. Overall, less to complain about for me. If would you ever play it a second time or another time or
I don't think I would. I think I got my intended joy out of it. I'm not sure I could. The only thing differently I could do would be to play as the sister instead, but I don't think outside of a couple commentary things, I don't think that's going to be any different.
yeah, I don't think it would change much. Yeah, that's why I don't know that I would ever play it again. Not because I didn't like it. It's just I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, I there wouldn't be new costumes I would want to try there because I tried them and there wasn't much difference. There
Yeah.
wouldn't be new stamps I'd want to try. I guess I guess I could try different stamps. If I did it again, I'd probably try a few different stamps because I did stick to several ones that I liked.
I
So
did
maybe I
too.
could do that, but I don't
I
think it would change it too much.
I
And
think this is
then,
why there's a sequel to it, you know.
yeah, yeah, you want to step it up and change it. I wonder how much more complex the sequel is, but
We'll find out next Halloween.
we'll find out next Halloween. Or then maybe I would speed run it, I guess, try to see how fast I could beat it. That could be intriguing.
Sure.
What would you tell a newbie? What would you tell that 6-year-old DJ that you said is going to play this game if they were going to start? What advice might you
Oh,
give them?
I would tell them to take their time, have fun. I never died in a battle, but I have a feeling that if you get 0 HP for all of your characters in battle, I bet that they you just say, oh shucks, I gotta try that battle again. You
They would
know,
feel better about that.
yeah, like there's no dying. You don't need to use a guide for this game at all. There's a fun challenge to it, and I say challenge with like quotes around it because we're adults playing a children's game, so there's not a
Sometimes we're
huge,
adults.
yeah, sometimes we're not, but there's not like a huge challenge to it. So embrace the challenge. It'll be a joyful, mostly short game. I think I probably took longer than you did on this game. I think I clocked in at like 8 hours.
Maybe you did.
Yeah.
I think I fit. Well, I had a few days off where actually I didn't have actual responsibility. And so I think I finished it in like 3 days, but I don't remember how many hours it was.
Yeah, I think the time to beat has it at like 7 hours or something, and I was like 8.5 hours, which
Maybe I did it in less than you, but I don't know that I've ever done something in less than you.
I
So I don't know. I'm
that's
not
why
convinced.
I think it took me more than a week because I sat down and would play this for like 30 minutes at a time kind of thing. But it took me like
Yeah.
7 or 8 days to actually get through it. And then when you were like, all right, I beat it, I was like, you just started it. Whoa, you beat this faster than I did.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of hinting at the one of the last questions we normally ask here is why did we finish it? Why did we complete it? And it's short is probably one of the main reasons.
Yeah,
But it's also fun, and the pacing is fast and wants to make you keep going. And it's that kind of fun environment and vibe that you want to hop back into. And it's overall a joyous little short game.
it
Short,
is.
easy to finish.
Yeah, have a good time with a joyful short game. I mean, everyone, go play Costume Quest. Thank you, Kara from Crunchy Cozy Games on YouTube. Go follow them. Kara's the one who recommended that we play this game.
Yeah, I am all for this recommendation. Give us more recommendations, Kara.
Yeah, good. Sam, we usually have a fun, cute medical moment because there's usually something in a game that calls for that, and we get to call on your medical degree. But there's not really a moment like this in this
I could
game.
have made something up, probably.
Eh, just for this one, you have a cold, so colds
I,
suck.
exactly. I am just basically going to complain more because that's going to be my shtick now. But
Great.
all my kids are in daycare and they're between the ages of 6 months and 5, and they all get sick immediately. I guess. Sorry, In is no longer in daycare; she's in kindergarten.
That's
Got to
right.
get that correct. But either way, they all have colds always, and so that means I always have a cold. So
Ugh.
I've had a cold for like the last 3 weeks straight, and they suck. And I am just ready to get through that and have older kids. Well, no, I love every phase of their lives, especially always.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the fact that they don't know how to wash their hands and not get sick at school is a trying thing.
Fair.
But anyway, it's all good. I was trying to see if there's any interesting diseases people catch from one another bobbing for apples, because that's a mini game in this. And nope, my quick search only shows that people pass cold and flu viruses by bobbing for apples. F those things.
Boom. There you go. Well, Sam,
That's the medical moment.
Samuel, what are you playing right now?
You already know I
I
am
know.
playing that Metaphor Refantasio
Yeah, baby.
as much as I can, and we already have 2 posts on the Insta about it.
We do. It's true. Yeah, we are joining the zeitgeist of jumping into the coolness that is Metaphor Fantasio. So we're actually going to have an episode about that in November. I do not anticipate having finished the game by November. I don't know about you.
It'll be hard. It's going to be a lot of hours,
A
and I
lot of
do not
hours.
have a lot of hours to give, it seems right now.
I think it'll just be
Um,
here's where we are in the middle of the game. We're going to talk about it because by that point
yeah,
we'll each probably have 30 to 40 hours in at that point. I think that is a
yeah.
sufficient amount of time to talk about the game.
I think we give it a shot, right? Yeah, we see where we're at,
Yeah,
and it's all relative.
it is.
Yeah, but I'm trying to play it as much as I can. I I almost wish, yeah, I wish I had a portable way to play it, but
I
alas.
know. Alas, yeah, and then closing out the year, we're getting close to a full year of our season here. So, Metaphor Fantasio in November, and then I believe we're ending in December with another weekend game, the Call of Cthulhu, or not Call of Cthulhu, Cthulhu Saves Christmas.
Beautiful.
So, looking forward to another holiday game. Well, y'all, you can find us at Turn Based Besties on Instagram, and you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. That's Turn Based Besties. Go to our socials, let us know your favorite Halloween costume, or if you've ever played Costume Quest or its sequel. You can email us comments and questions at turnbasedbesties@gmail.com. Check out our next episode. It will be on Metaphor Rifantasio. Giant thanks to everyone who has followed us on social media. I'm going to keep saying it until we get to it. Follow us. I want 100 plus followers by December 31st. Gosh darn it. We're going to get it.
We have interesting content now.
We really do. We have such interesting content. You know what? If we get over 100, we'll start a special after dark turn-based besties episode where we say swear words and maybe drink a beer while we do it.
I already commonly have a drink when we're recording.
Yeah, but we don't right now because
Not
it's
this
in the
time.
AM. So
Yeah. We'll have a beer in the AM.
yeah,
For
we'll
the
have a beer in the
After
AM.
Dark episode.
And we'll say really bad words. Ooh. So follow us. Follow us on Instagram.
I don't think this is helping.
I know, it's fine. It's whatever. Well, Samuel, I love going on new adventures with you with each new episode here at Turn Based Besties.
Yeah, I do too. And that's why we always say, when everything in the world points right, maybe go left and see what you find. I'm Sam.
And I'm DJ, and this has been another episode of Turn Based Besties. Bye!